Hey there everyone, happy Tuesday. I'm King 5 Meteorologist Adam Claibon. So the heat, we're done. It's now going to be in our rear view mirrors, and as we continue throughout the night, the cooler air will work its way in. We are going to see a bit more of that cloud coverage around as that marine layer heads our way, and we'll have sweet relief on the way for Wednesday. Keep those windows open tonight. You are going to notice a difference by the time you wake up on into your early Wednesday morning. Now, we do have some issues when it comes to air quality, especially around Mason County, because we do have some wildfire smoke that's been giving us a bit of a problem there. Now, we have rain later into the week. That will help out with that. So we'll get into all of that. But first, I wanted to start off with the heat today and how there were a lot more widespread 90s than yesterday or either back on Sunday. And that number of 95 down there in Olympia, well, that temperature is 1 degree off of the daily high record, which was at 96 degrees. 90s for Port Townsend and in Bremerton. The coast actually saw a little bit of a difference, especially the south coast, 76 degrees for a high there around Hopefield. Here's your 7-day forecast, no longer in first alert mode heading into Wednesday. We're going to be clear and good to go. Now, it is going to cool down a bit more heading into Thursday, and then here we go, Friday and Saturday, maybe even Sunday. There's some shower chances on the way for us too, and that's going to be some exciting times there, especially considering the amount of rain that could be ahead for us. Out this way towards Westport, you can kind of see in the sky a little bit of that marine air starting to come on in. Not much, still fairly clear, and you can see maybe a little of that haze off into the distance too here in La Push. It will be coming in here as we head into the night. Bellingham, clear skies, sunshine made it possible for us to make our way into the 80s, and down this way around Tacoma, we made our way into the 90s for highs. And then for Painfield, up this way around Everett, clear skies there too. So another really hot day. And here we are in Seattle as we sit at 90 degrees here into your Tuesday evening, closer to about 7 o'clock. It's still hot out there. We'll see the changes later on into the night, but now beginning to see a northwesterly wind, which is really key because that westerly component is going to help that cool air to work its way in, settle in, and then for tomorrow morning, the clouds, those are back, and those will help to keep us a bit cooler. Check out the drastic changes out here, the northwestern half of the Olympic Peninsula. We're down by 15 to closer to 13 degrees across the area there, and that's because of that marine push that's beginning to work its way in across the region, which has many of us up that way now, around more the 70s, after seeing some highs closer to the 80 and 90 degree mark. Now, Port Townsend, we're still up around 90 at 88, 90 in Bremerton, and holding steady there in Shelton at 94. Radar has us as we head on into the night staying quiet, and high pressure, well, that's now beginning to scoot off just a bit off to the west, and as that loosens its hold, we'll start to see this area of low pressure dive a bit to the south, and that's going to help to increase onshore flow for us to help to give us that kick of cool air that we really need. Now, radar is still showing that things are pretty quiet across the area as far as clouds and rain, but we do have advisories still in effect here until 10 p.m. later into the night. To go along with that, yes, the wildfire smoke over Mason County. This has been an issue here for us in the immediate area where that Bear Gulch fire is, and that has produced some areas of very poor air quality. Now, it's just in the immediate area there. Outside of there, air quality is decent, and then even as we head into the forecast tomorrow, it's looking to be pretty good for most of our spots too. So this is not an exact depiction of what your situation is going to be. If you are much closer to the fire, expect air quality to be a little more on the poor side for you. Outside of there, though, not huge issues, and we should continue to see that improve as we get more of that push from off of the coast when it comes to that fresh air off of the Pacific. So looking at Futurecast, you'll see that as we head into the evening, here we are at 10 p.m., we're seeing that cloud deck, that marine layer coming back in. That's the milky color that you see right there beginning to push into eastern parts of Grays Harbor County, Mason County, you can see that there, and then almost making its way into Thurston County before midnight tonight. That will continue to head its way eastward as we go deeper on into the night, and we're seeing a lot more of that in place as we head into Wednesday. Maybe a sprinkle or a patchy area mist or two out towards the coast, but I think generally we're just talking about cloud coverage with all of this as this moves on through. Maybe a few sprinkles out there. I'm thinking up towards more of Snohomish County too, as we see this convergence zone kind of come together just a bit more. It's going to be a really weak one. Did you see sprinkles out of it? Yes, maybe patchy mist, but outside of that, we're really holding off until the latter part of the week before rain chances really start to ramp up for us. Now, the clouds are going to hang with us heading on into Thursday, and then here we are heading into Thursday afternoon at 2 p.m. You can see the rain just off of the coast. That makes its way towards the area, and then we really start to see things ramp up heading on into Friday morning. First wave of showers is going to be relatively light. Then we're going to see the second wave, which will be slightly heavier. As far as high temperatures, they're back down into the 70s and staying there, or the 60s here from tomorrow on into more of Tuesday. And we're expecting that as we head on into the weekend, that this stretch of wet weather that we're going to be expecting comes along with a very weak atmospheric river. We really don't see strong atmospheric rivers during this time of the year here across Pacific Northwest. But because we are really tapping into that moisture source, we could see some decent totals out of this as it makes its way on through. So there you go. Continuing on into Friday evening. Now Friday night into early Saturday morning at 9 o'clock. You're still seeing some shower activity across the area. And then we're dealing with more showers, possibly even into the day on Sunday. And you can see that area of low pressure continuing to spin just off of the coast right there. Maybe not giving us any rain chances heading into Monday or Tuesday, but we're going to be pretty close to where the moisture source is, and it's going to keep things definitely cooler. Now, rainfall totals with this haven't really changed a whole lot over the last couple of days. Still expecting for areas here closer to the I-5 corridor, anywhere between maybe a half an inch to maybe 3/4 of an inch, if not more, across some of the higher terrain, the Cascades, 1 to 2+ inches of rain there, and I think 1 to 2, maybe even getting closer to 3 inches of rain across some of the extreme higher peaks, getting closer to the Olympic Mountains and up towards the north coast, where things are looking to be substantially wetter here as this system comes in. And the majority of that rain looks to be throughout the day and the afternoon into the evening on Friday and overnight heading on into early Saturday. Overnight tonight, well, we start to see those lows back in the low 60s and a few more 50s beginning to pop up. So a little change there. But then highs tomorrow, this will be a drastic change from today. 72 in Blaine, topping off at 71 in Mount Vernon. Oak Harbor getting up to 64. That's it. 67 in Coopville. 72 in Everett. We'll hit a high of 77 degrees in Shoreline. 76 in Bremerton. 76 in Auburn. Des Moines up to 74 degrees, a high of 77 in Belfair. Puyallup up to 77. Over towards Tenino, 73 degrees. Farther south through the Chehalis Valley, low to mid 70s there for us. Towards Morton at 73, Ocean Park at 65, and 60s out towards the coast, and really for a lot of the Olympic Peninsula. Port Angeles even getting only up to 66 degrees. Quilcene will top off at 72 there, and Port Townsend coming in at 67. Your 7-day forecast tomorrow could be a few sprinkles again up that way around Snohomish County. Outside of there, though, I'm thinking we're going to stay dry. We'll see a lot more cloud coverage and turn significantly cooler. Showers could be possible late into Thursday evening, Thursday night, but the higher chances coming in heading into Friday afternoon, and into Friday night. And then we'll see that begin to taper off to more off and on shower activity heading on into more of Saturday. Going to be great news to get some of this rain here across the area. Still got to wait to see exactly where that pipeline of moisture is going to be, and exactly where it sets up is where we expect to see some of the highest totals. But every little raindrop is going to count, and yes, it's going to be cooler from here on out here for the next week or so. All right, everyone, take care. Have a great Tuesday evening. We'll talk to you soon.